And we're live on Random Radio. Joe G here. And we're live on Random Radio. Joe G here. Got some news for you. Just remember, don't rape, maim, and murder. Don't make others rape, maim, and murder. Don't commit cannibal or sins of flesh. And that includes eating flesh. You don't do that. Seriously. And don't make others do as such. That includes you voices in the head that want to make people crazy and do stupid shit. Anyways, kangaroos overrun small Australia town. And this is interesting. A tiny town in regional Queensland, Australia, is fighting off a horde of kangaroos, with locals saying there are simply too many to count. Maroom, perched just south of Hervey Bay, is home to just 219 people. What? There's a video here. Came up a video, see? Oh, come on. I gotta do something about this. Hold on a second, you guys. I gotta go to settings on my tablet, okay? Just for a second, real quick. Just for a second, so I can read for you. Let's see. Calculator, camera, Chrome, settings. Home lock screen. Screen lock. Hopefully it won't. It's already 88%. There's so much. Sorry, that's something in the background. Whoops. Smart news. Close. Close. Okay. We're going to breaking news. I'm going to read this. Kangaroos overrun small Australian town. And you know what? It's funny because they kind of look malnourished. They could be getting better food. These kangaroos need food. They need your help eating. or else they're going to move into your house and take your refrigerator and tie you up in the basement. And only get food from what Kangaroo gives you. Especially since you guys are bad. A tiny town in regional Queensland, Australia is fighting off a horde of kangaroos, with locals saying there are too many to count. Maroom, perched just south of Hervey Bay, is home to just 129 people and a seemingly endless population of kangaroos. Residents say they have been walking around with sticks to fend off the feisty marsupials, who they fear will pounce on unsuspecting victims. No, they just want your food. They're going to box you for food. They're constantly hopping around between caravans. Caravan park manager Karen Stutcliffe told ABC, people are walking around with a big stick now. I've been wanting to go fishing for an afternoon, but I won't do that just in case a kangaroo gets me. They are just so quick. You don't know where they are, Stutcliffe says. Local Mark Sidaway said the recent spout of torrential rain had ballooned the kangaroo population in the region. See, they're thirsty, and they drink the rain, and then they go to your refrigerator for food. It's simple. The last couple of years, we've had La Nina, where we get a lot more rain and conditions are conducive to grass growing, and we all manage our lawns very well, he said. Some people are very good mowers, and they keep it shorter, which means fewer kangaroos in your yard. Uh-oh. Wants me to update. No updating. I don't have enough memory on my computer. Got enough on this tablet, but the battery is already at 80. They've multiplied, back to the kangaroo story. And if you don't mow as regularly, you're going to get big herds coming into your yard. They've multiplied because we have provided a sizzler smorgasbord for them. Hopefully people get the message and stop mistreating them. And maybe the other person walking down the street doesn't get belted, said Sidaway. DES manager for Southern Wildlife Operations, Frank Mills, said Maroom is facing somewhat unique scenario, revealing a number of attacks have been by female kangaroos, which are known to be less aggressive. And why are they attacking these people, huh? It's my Rangers hat. New York Rangers, baby. I'm in New York. That's where I am. Yes, I'm from New York now. My favorite city I always wanted to see. And now I see it. Y'all should come visit me. Gonna have to turn down that zombie click collective because there's no zombies allowed in New York. You have to take your medication to get better for being a zombie. Anyways, well, there actually are quite a few attacks with kangaroos in Queensland. Mostly they're dealing with male kangaroos, and it's usually a territorial or a mating display, Mr. Mills said. Oh, yes. Like one kangaroo, I'm impressing you, baby. I'm going to beat up this human. Yeah. How cool am I? They're the top dog, but I beat them up as a kangaroo. There are actually quite a few attacks with kangaroos in Queensland. Mostly they're dealing with male kangaroos, and it's usually a territorial or mating display. Let's get together, baby. Mr. Mills said all these issues have been with female kangaroos with a joey at foot. So a joey's a baby kangaroo. My name's Joe. There's another Joe in the house. His name is Joey. Got to get these guys on the show. Jeremy needs this show. And when I get into it, I really get into it. We've counted more than 60 to 80 kangaroos on any given day within the town itself, and the local forest that surrounded that wouldn't support that many kangaroos. Mr. Mills warned residents against feeding their feisty neighbors. You must feed the kangaroos. If we feed the birds, you feed the kangaroos, I feed the birds. Doesn't mean they're going to come peck my eyes out. It means they know to do a fun thing when they're hungry. And I see them with the squirrels. And when I go around the corner in the house, I see the birds, a whole bunch of birds fly off with the squirrels. It's crazy cool. Mr. Mills warned residents against feeding their feisty neighbors. This can have a negative effect and actually encourage them to get closer to humans, he said. The other thing is that we've reported is that there are other people in the town that are potentially using things like gel blasters to discourage kangaroos. That can have a negative effect on how many animals and how those animals feel about humans, and it may make them more aggressive, Mills said. Let's continue reading this. This is interesting. The kangaroos are very interesting here. We are talking about kangaroos. Is that it? That's it. Child injured at Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Georgia wedding venue report. I don't know if I want to talk about that. Poor kid got hurt. That's that. I bought an Amazon return pallet for $473. There are 215 surprises inside. What do you think is in this Amazon return pallet? This is cool. Let's find out. Do, 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 do. Three 5 days delivery pallets of returned items for sale, $50. There's even drones. You get a drone for $50? No way, I want one. I gotta quit smoking. I really gotta quit smoking. I gotta choose my show. Gives me a headache when I cough. Return pallets are a hot new thing on the block, and one social media influencer are proving that to be true. The new hot thing, the hot new thing on the block. YouTube sensation Mia Maples offered her 3.3 million subscribers a front row seat to unbox her very own Amazon return pallet she recently ordered, which set her back a whopping $473. Return pallets are huge boxes of items that have been returned by customers for reasons unknown. They are sold at hugely discounted prices by the pallet load. When buying return pallets, there's no guarantee that the products will be in working condition. So it's always a risk. Despite the risk factor, Maples, who hails from Canada, bit the bullet and placed the order. The YouTuber, who boasts more than 481,000 Instagram followers, documented the whole process in a 35-minute video shared on her account titled, "I bought a pallet of Amazon returns." 215 items, star. Where she walked curious shoppers through the experience. When I say I was enticed by this, I was very enticed, she said in the clip. Before revealing she bought the home furniture pallet containing a whopping 215 items from Restock Canada. Shoppers in the U.S. can similarly order return pallets through reputable liquidation companies such as Quick Lots or Bulk, which sell tons of return pallets from various companies. Returns can be for any reason. You probably returned something at some point in your life, she told fans. You do run the risk of buying an entire return box of broken items. It's a very risky game we play. Maple said the pallet was delivered just 6 days after she ordered it. Yes, I might grab a few things here or there that I want to keep, but the majority of the items will be donated to charities. Some homeless shelters, some women's shelters, a bunch of places wherever we see fit for items, she said in the clip. After unboxing the pallet, Maples was shocked to discover just how many items she received for the amount paid. Shoe racks, drying racks, water bottles, Tupperware sets, photo frames, and lunch bags were all included in the package, as well as various kitchenware items. Cool. She also received a fondue set, can opener, and weighing scales. To weigh you, eh? Our bathroom was also in for a treat, said the YouTuber. Unboxed as the our bathroom was also in for a treat as the YouTuber unboxed the shower caddy, toilet seats, toilet brush, and towels. Very interesting, eh? Also included were blankets, napkins, curtains, 6 rugs, as well as an overwhelming amount of lighting fixtures. After a period of trial and error, the influencer said that about 10 to 20% of the items didn't work. That's not bad, though. After doing the math, she worked out the average cost per item was $2.60. All right. That's cheap as hell. But you don't know what you're gonna get. Yes, maybe I should talk like this, because it's gonna be me if I don't quit smoking cigarettes. I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow instead of smoke. We won't be keeping or trying our hand at selling stuff. We will be testing everything and throwing away the broken stuff, she said. If you're going to shop the latest Amazon return pallets, we can get you help started. We can help you get started. As of the best ones to buy, this pallet box is one to look into. Oh, look, a chair, a drone, a phone watch, a tablet, a camera, 2 more phone watches, headphones, wrapped gifts. This is interesting. Oops, sorry. Puppy gets returned for the 11th time to same shelter. Then staff realizes what's going on. Let's read that one. I hope the puppy's okay, Cat. Why do you think the reason This thing is not. What do you think the reason is that the puppy keeps getting returned, Cat? In 20 minutes. I can still do this. Except for now, I want to smoke a cigarette, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do a show instead. Hello. It's a cute little puppy. No one understood why Ben kept getting returned to the shelter after being adopted. It had been 11 times now, and his owners just keep giving fake and weak excuses. Only the new trainee decided to take Benji home with her. They find out what was actually wrong with Benji. What was wrong with Benji? Let's continue. What is this? What is the new news? What is it? Why did Benji get returned? Say Stacy was still shaken from the experience as she was driving back to the shelter. Benji was in the back seat sleeping. Stacy felt horrible as she had been so sure she could help this poor dog, but now she had returned to the shelter for the 12th time. But at least now knew why. Come on, another page. Another page. Let's go. Stacy called ahead and there were 3 other employees waiting for her and Benji to arrive. They were obviously disappointed that the adoption had not worked out, but they were extremely curious as to the reason for this, and now they would finally get an honest answer. Next page. 11 times Benji was returned to the shelter, always with an excuse. But they knew that Stacy would tell them the truth. But they would find out that they were not ready for the truth. So why was Benji returned to the shelter? What's wrong with this poor dog, and could they fix it? Let's go next page, next page, next page. Come on. At this point, Benji had been at the animal shelter for 1.5 years. He was barely a puppy anymore, but he still looked very much like one, and everybody who came to the shelter to pick immediately fell in love with him and wanted to take him home. So why was poor Benji still there? Continue next page. I know, the suspense is killing me. The truth is that from those 1.5 years, Benji actually didn't spend that much time in the shelter. If he was present there, it would be at most 2 weeks before he was adopted by somebody. But the thing is, just keeps getting returned by people who adopted him. We know this. We know this. This already started when he was brought into the shelter the first time as only a 3-week-old puppy. His first owners had a dog who gave birth to 5 healthy puppies. They were inexplicably decided to keep 4 of them, and only Benji was handed over to the shelter without a word of explanation. Jeez. This poor pup. Some eyebrows were raised at the shelter at the time, so they had Benji extensively checked by their on-call veterinarian. When all the test results showed that there was seemingly nothing wrong with the puppy, the shelter that just concluded that he probably just got unlucky ending up there. Come to the next page. Come to the dark side, Luke. Make you have 100 million continuations to one story. They put him up for adoption that same day, and the very next day, someone already came in to adopt him. It wasn't every day that a shelter would have puppies up for adoption, as mostly older dogs were brought in. So people who saw Benji knew there was a golden chance. This was a golden chance. Come on. The family is going to seem to be absolutely perfect. A young married couple with a 5-year-old daughter tried dying to get a puppy. The mother also worked from home, so there would always be people around to give Benji attention. Nobody at the shelter expected to ever see Benji again. They thought wrong. But this would not turn out to be the case whatsoever. It took only 3 weeks before Benji was returned to the shelter by his new owners. The father had come alone with a happy and excited Benji following behind him. He had obviously bonded with the man. I had no idea that this would be the last time he would see him. Come on, load up. The man only gave a vague reason for returning Benji that was obviously an excuse. Something about that is just not working out, as is consistent too much time. Wait. Something about that was just not working out, as it was just consistent too much time. That doesn't make sense. It didn't make any sense based on what the shelter knew about the family. Yeah. But the shelter decided not to ask too many questions at this time. If the family was willing to care for Benji, then the dog was better off with them. And they were sure he would find a new owner who would obviously love him in no time. This had to only be an incident, right? Continue. But this would turn out to not be an incident whatsoever. For some reason, it just kept happening. Every time Benji was adopted, he was eventually brought back to the shelter within 2 weeks. He was adopted again within 2 weeks. The shelter had never seen anything like this before, and they could just not figure out why it was happening. The reasons given for returning the poor puppy always seemed too shallow and weak, and they were also so different. At least some of them would have to be lies. What is the problem with the dog? I gotta know this. You can't keep just drawing me out on this. It didn't make sense. Some said that Benji had way too much energy, while owners claimed he wouldn't even get out of his bed. Some said that he was aggressive to other dogs, while he was too scared of them to go to the park. It just didn't make any sense. So finally, on to another continuation. The shelter was at a loss because what else could they do but put Benji up for adoption again? They could just not keep him at the shelter forever. This poor dog needed to find a forever home. But when he got returned for the 11th time, no one had any hope left.
Wake your ass up.
I'm doing a show.
No show for you.
Oh, I'll turn it off.
Turn it off.
All right, my roommate's back, so we'll have to
stop
continue
it.
this
You better
tomorrow.
leave. I'm about to leave.
Oh, you're about to leave?
Get me some Wu-Tang pie.
Oh, my goodness.
Good God.
How was work today?
I'm so fucking tired, bro. I mean, I make it till tonight.
Me too. I'm on like 2 cups of coffee and 1 energy drink.
Jeez. I'm out of it. I got you better come see me. I got something for you. You better get some boom boom. Shit, I don't do nothing else. I always got my damn weed, you know that, Joe.
Yeah.
I had no weed and I had 8 cigarettes today.
Damn.
That's it.
What happened at work? Don't you get paid on Fridays?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. I'll be right back.
For it, got you into the C4s.
Yeah,
He gave me one. I don't like it.
I like it. It makes my hands tingly though.
Red Bull.
Red Bull?
Yes. That's a fact. That
Red
Red
Bulls
Bull
are
switches
good.
up really good.
Yeah.
Come in.
Up here it starts.
Aha!
Jeremy, you're on the show live.
I'm on the show live.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to all my baby moms out there. Be my baby mother. You know, I don't got the bread right now, but hopefully one day I get the bread. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't never gonna get the bread.
I thought you
Get
were
the hell out
virgin.
of my room. No, what's up? You got a vape?
Tell me what's up.
You got a vape?
No, I'm trying to play it.
Hey, I speak to you 3 games in a row. No, listen. Listen. Are you willing to end it? If I win the next game, the series is over. We're playing that. So tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
I'm going out tonight.
Oh my god.
Oh, you don't want me to go out, but you go out and don't say nothing to me.
Wow.
You don't ask if you go to shots for me. And I had the money for you. I still love you. Nah. I love Jerry. He loves playing that fucking game with me.
It's nice.
It's good to have someone to play with.
Yeah.
You can use that word in more than 1 or 2 ways. I want to play with.
Why do they sell it with only one controller? That's insane.
That one, the new controller you got works good.
It does?
Yeah.
I thought it didn't work.
Why did I stop dropping shit off? So he's trying to fucking no. I like when she put the French toast in front of the door. That was awesome. I love fucking French toast, bro.
It is good.
You know what I had from the deli?
What'd you have from the
I
deli?
had cinnamon pancakes, maple syrup.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So fucking good. You can't eat it. It's fucking pancakes.
Pancakes have
Butter.
I can have butter.
What can you have? You might have you ever ate pancakes?
Eggs.
You can't have eggs.
No, I don't want eggs.
You don't
But
want
I had an egg sandwich this morning.
Got him addicted around that deli. I hear you, bro. I definitely hear that. What are you gonna say? Yeah, so fucking go get hired and go out.
I'm working. I work today.
Really? To what hour?
Till 3.
What time you got up?
I got up at like 6:30, Scat Bus was here like 7:30.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they did. They called me to tell me that the Scat Bus would be there in 10 minutes, and I was already on the bus.
Shit.
They were there early. So I got to work early. I started working. My boss came in around like 11. He was running the backhoe, like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
He kept falling into the hole with it. Couldn't move the concrete.
Wow. Probably must be bad.
And there's a water line close to where it was digging, so who knows what happened. He was still digging when I left.
Wow.
I left at 3. That was crazy.
So your dad works with you too, right?
He's like he's the financial backer,
Oh.
but he's giving me an opportunity for a steady job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good
that's
thing.
good.
You don't want to be, trust me, fucking, football season right around the corner. You don't want to be exhausted so you can't watch football.
Yeah, right?
Shit.
Hold on.
I'll go.
Hey, bro. What's going on? Hold on 1 second. This has been Random Radio. Joe G. Remember, I'm quitting smoking, so I'll be able to do the radio thing because my throat is not going to hurt forever because I'm going to quit. I promise. I promise. Random Radio. Yeah, I just took